trouble?
No, we're not going to breathe. I'm not going to let him breathe. I mean, we still got to stay moving forward and stay to the grind, and that's going to be our talk tonight. Today at practice right before, we have to go 3-0. We got to have a purpose of why we're practicing and things and where we're trying to get to, and that's win the conference again and get into the playoffs. And you saw the regional rankings. We're at 7 right now. You win, you're in, and so we don't have a chance to take a breath. I mean, that's just all there is to it. We put ourselves in this situation. We put our backs against the wall and take it for what it's worth. It's time to go to work, and you got to work every single day and have a purpose of why you're here. At times, I was pleased with things that were going on, but still too many field goals. We got to score some touchdowns. Turnover again. Inside in the red zone. The pick. I mean, we were on the 30 or 40. That's still a red zone turnover to me because it was just a stupid turnover. But I thought at times we played well, but then I thought at times we didn't play real hard, and that's the main thing I get upset with these guys about. Is sometimes I don't think we played at our potential, and we don't give full effort. Every single play. If the ball's not coming our way on offense, we take a break. And then defensively, sometimes the ball's going away from us. We just kind of coast a little bit. So, those are the things that we got to work on. Just the little things of not being lazy, playing hard every single play, and doing things the right way. Because a couple of those times in that game, we got a little lazy and we gave up a fourth down play. We didn't play man coverage one time. And we should have had an interception in the end zone to end the game. And offensively, same things: missing a block or missing a cut or missing a couple drop balls on passes. I mean, those are unacceptable, and we capitalize on those and make the plays. That might be a totally different game, and the kickoff return that we gave up for a touchdown, and just guys not doing their job. So, we got to get better at every little thing that we're doing, and we got to do things right. Yeah, it's good to see, but still, those are team awards, and I truly believe that any award you get is a team award because you can't do it without those, the guys on the field. They're doing their job, you're doing yours, and when you prepare yourself to win ball games and compete at a high level, those awards are going to come. So, sometimes you just kind of expect those things to happen. When you get guys in your program for 4 or 5 years and understand your system, and they tend to get good stats, and especially when you're starting for 3 or 4 years, those stats usually tend to come. So, but they're team awards. And our kids understand that they are team awards. It's good to get them as individuals, but when you look back at it, I mean, if it wasn't for the guys in front of you, none of you wouldn't get any of those awards at all. He's one of the best. He does a good job of, taking away angles. He gives them one way to go, and he's going to make the tackle. You don't see, knock on wood, that Jose missed very many tackles. I mean, he knows how to put himself in good position, and he knows how to wrap up and bring guys down and drive his feet when he needs to. And, he can hit you pretty hard as well. So, he's one of the top linebackers, we've coached, and, he's going to be missed when it is done here. But, hopefully those guys, those younger guys especially, watch how he played the game and how he prepared himself for each game, and just the physicality he played it with, and then also taking away the angles on the ball carriers. And I think that's his big thing that he just does. He makes them have one way, and that's the way he wants them to go, and he's able to make so many tackles. No, not really, because we're just used to the rotation. We no chance going to come in and get the job done as well, and I mean, really hadn't done much to that point anyway, except besides kick field goals, anyway. So, that's that's Chance's rotation. We're going to put him in there and get him ready, and he needs to be playing in those high situations, high pressure situations as well. So, no, we really didn't think about it. We've kind of got used to the rotations of this is when he's going in, and we're going to put him in there because we know we can get the job done as well. It is. I mean, he's a tremendous kicker. He's got 20 so far this year field goals, which is. I hate that as a head coach. I mean, love it for Dante, hate it for me and our team. But we got to. And I told our kids yesterday. Awesome for Dante. Getting school record, but that's terrible. We gotta find ways to get the ball into the end zone. I'm glad he's kicking 3-pointers, and that's awesome for us. But I want him to kick 1-pointers. That's what his job is to do, is to kick 1 point. So. Hopefully we get that fixed this week. But great for that kid. I mean, he's really put the time and effort in, and he's really worked hard. To get himself in the situation, and he's a great weapon for us. And anytime we need anything, I mean, it's almost any 50-yarder. You can throw him in there and give him a chance because he has a great opportunity to make it. But he is a true weapon for us. I think just his mentality, of it. Brandon's kind of hard-nosed. He's stubborn, and he's hard on them, and he just kind of thickens their skin a little bit. Because as a kicker, it's a hard life. You get all the glory when you make them, but people hate you when you miss them. And he's done a good job of getting those guys toughened and fighting through some mental battles and understanding, there are going to be high pressure situations, but you just have to block it out. And I like having Brandon over there just because he's got good coaching points as well, and he sees things differently than we do as coaches. I mean, I'm not a kicker coach, and I can't see those little fine points that he sees. And it's just great to have him to really fine tune those little key things that'll make or break a kicker. It's a real important for us. If we need to play, he's a guy that we can go to. We just got to make sure that we don't put too much on his plate. I mean, he wants more, 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 of course. Well, I mean, what kid doesn't? But at a point, it gets to be too much for him. But he's a guy that, if we need a first down or a big play, he's going to be one of those guys we look to use. And now maybe we can start using him as a, just a decoy and go to somebody else. So I mean, just the things that he's done these last few weeks is really going to make a defense prepare for him. So hopefully that opens up some other guys on our team as well. I think it's just a lot of different things. We've we lost some linemen, so it kind of hurts you there. You just don't have that gel quite yet. We don't have the Bamas like we had last year, and the Kenneth Naheems who could find a little hole and hit it and go vertical. So we've had a lot of turnaround on the offensive side. You've seen Harley didn't play a lot early, and now he is. And Beebs at times plays really great, and then sometimes he gets shut down. Our running backs sometimes don't hit the hole like they're supposed to, and don't have that burst that Naheem quite had. I think a lot of it does, and your quarterback just taking easy sacks instead of, scrambling around or breaking a tackle or just making a stupid pass and causing an interception. I think it's just a bunch of different things that are just either stupid decisions or guys not making plays. So that's something that we really got to work on and focus in on this week. And we have the last 8 weeks, and our guys got to take pride in it. They got to figure it out. And I am tired of the field goals, and hopefully they are too. But it comes down to them executing and making sure they're doing their job. And it's always one or two guys just not doing their job completely, and that's the reason we're not getting to the end zone. Yeah, they're a good football team. I mean, they got a great offense. They got some weapons in the wide receivers. Their tight ends are good receivers as well. Running backs run the ball well. Quarterback scrambles good. And he's just a freshman. And he's gotten better each week. O-line protects him well. And gives those backs room to run. And defensively they're solid. They don't really give up the big play. They keep everything in front. Their D-line is a big group of guys that are pretty athletic. Linebackers run well. I mean, this is a good football team that we're getting ready to play. I mean, they might be 3-5 right now, but they're not a 3-5 team when you really look at them. I mean, a few more breaks that go their way. They're sitting here 5-3, 6-2. So the only real bad game that I saw them play was against Kearney. And I don't know if it was the road trip or what it was. But that wasn't the same team that I've seen all year. And, they're a good football team. We're going to have our hands full because, they're going to come out here. I'm sure they got a little chip on their shoulder from last year, when we were at their place and escaping there with the win. So they're going to be hungry to knock us off as well. So, good football team. Coach Stuger's done a great job of getting those guys prepared and ready. And, they're better than what their record really shows. I think so. I mean, just because of their get-off. I mean, they have a great get-off. They got great hands. Their arm length is tremendous, so they can get separation. They twist very well, and then they give our guys fits. And those are two guys that we're really going to focus on. And they got defensive end that's kind of the same way. So our hands are going to be full with their with their D line. I mean, they're great guys. I mean, they're great players. They're physical. They run well. And they gave off offenses fits, so we got to know where they're at all times and understand what they're going to do to us and be prepared. So our O-line's got their work cut out for them this week. I think it's kind of a little bit of both. I think kids are kind of more going that way because it's that's what a lot of college teams do now. I mean, they want running quarterbacks, and personally myself, I'm the kind of the same way. I don't want a guy that's just a pocket passer because now really you got to defend 10 guys. He's just going to sit in the pocket and throw the ball and. If you can get to him, he's going to be a sitting duck and we can get sacks. So, I want a guy that can get out and scramble and run around and cause problems for a defense and a guy that can extend plays. So, that's still something we're trying to get Jake to do. He did a little bit on Saturday against UNK, but, still not to where I want him to be, especially in that 2-minute situation. He's got to understand it's 2 minutes. We got to get first downs, so you extend it 2 more yards, we get a first down, we can clock it and stop it and get some time, get some time back. So, those are things that, I think that's just what it's going to, and I think a lot of high schools are that way as well. You see every high school team right now, they got a running quarterback that can throw the ball well. So I just think that's kind of the way the game is, these days, and I don't see it changing for a while. But if you don't like the pressure, then why are you doing it? And that's just part of it. I mean, it's part of the game. my job depends on wins. If I don't win, then I'm gonna be finding a job doing something else. I don't know what I'd do, but I don't know what I could do besides coach football. I love coaching football. I love being around young men, but it's just part of it. It's kind of how I've grown up. Playing high school football and wrestling and playing baseball and just putting yourself in those situations. It's competing. I love to compete and then at everything I do. So I hate to lose, and so you just keep pushing yourself to be the best you can be every single day. What can you do to improve yourself as a coach and as a player? And you always got to try to keep moving forward and make yourself the best you can possibly be, whether it's in home life, whether it's your Christian life, or whether it's on the football field. You try to be the best you can possibly be and try to improve on that every single day. So, I don't know if it's really pressure. I think it's just part of the job, and you just got to love it and just got to do it. Yeah, I think so. And I think they understand what's on the line, and they understand one game can cost them a playoff, and and cost them the conference, and they put themselves in this situation, and losing to Mo West, it was with 3 turnovers, and losing to Emporia because you had 4 turnovers. I mean, you've put yourself in a bind right now. If we don't lose those 2 games, and we're sitting here at what, 9-0 now, or 8-0. We're sitting pretty good and feeling pretty good about winning the conference and getting to the playoffs. But right now, you put yourself in the situation, so it is what it is. You got to deal with it, and you got to man up and get the job done. So that's kind of how we've been talking to them. Is we did it to ourselves. Now we just have to deal with the consequences. It is. We're just trying to be safe with him. We probably push him too hard. Early on in the season. Matt's different than most kids. Whether if he's hurt or injured, he's not going to tell you. He's just going to keep working through it and not tell you, excuse me, how bad it really is. And so we'll probably rest him again this week. Hopefully, he's ready to go by Saturday. He looks a lot better, just yesterday than he did all last week. So we're thinking he'll be ready to go this week coming up. But if we don't feel like he's quite there and he's still a little hobbled, we're not going to hurt him. We got to make sure he's healthy and taken care of, and it doesn't become a career-ending thing. So which I don't, it's not, but you got to take care of the kids and make sure they're healthy, and that's the most important. We'd love to see him on the field because he does great things. His health is more important than anything else.
On a personal level?
It's a special thing. I've been thinking about it, definitely. I follow that, of course, but, it just kind of shows me that all my hard work is finally paying off, and I can finally, leave my mark on Fort Hays. So when I look back, I know I did something special. Definitely. The big talk was losing Shep, so they thought we weren't going to be able to be as good, but this defensive line is just as good as it was last year. So they're opening up gaps for me, making me get my plays like I was last year. I don't know, honestly, just fundamentals probably, but I go out there because people always think I'm undersized or just not the right size for linebackers. So I just go out there with a chip on my shoulder and just play with that mentality. So I think that's the key to that, honestly. We knew we had to step up because if they scored on us, it's over. So, we had to strap up our helmets and go out there 100%, no mistakes, just lock down and know our assignment so we could get that win. I just think it was a different team. I don't know what it was, but they were just a better team. So I think that just that number 10, he was a shifty, good dude. So it was hard to rally around him. But at the end of the day, we won. So I guess it was a good thing. They're also, I think, an improved team from last year. So they got a good quarterback and they have a few good running backs. So we're going to have to know our assignments and just do our job and come out with the win with that. Yeah, he's definitely shifty. He likes to get out of that pocket and move around. So I think containing him when he's moving around with the D-line, I think that's going to be key, and making sure he doesn't run the draw and all that stuff. Just making sure that we know where he is at all time on the field will be key to that game. Definitely. We scheme all week about that, so we go into practice doing that every day. So when it comes game time, we're ready for that. We just can't overlook any team. I go out there, if people aren't doing their thing, make sure they're doing the right thing. So I think you definitely can't look over a team in this conference, because if you do, you're going to get beat. So just telling people to have that mentality and know not to overlook this team is a very good thing for this week. Coming in at one of his first classes, I would say, would be special because we came with him and we turned the program around. So seeing him get that record would be really special too. Through my mind, I love the pressure, honestly. I like being that you have to fight for it. We're already in the playoff atmosphere, I feel like, for the team. So I feel like going out there with that attitude, knowing that we have to win to get to the playoffs, is really going to help us get through this 3-0 little record we're doing right now.
Yeah, me and Coach Brown had a talk, and I thank for the opportunity he had given me, and I just come out, continue to work. Nah, not really. Long as whatever I got to do to help the team, it don't really matter, because I got a good good another running back too, Charles Taylor. He does his thing as well, so As long as we out there, we doing what we gotta do. Um, yeah, like I say, man, I just go out there, whenever my numbers call, I just go out there and execute and know my plays and do what I gotta do. We have a bunch of young guys on the line. Where the coaches do a good job in preparing those guys to come out and and compete and get out there and play on the game. And I feel like they done their job and they done well. Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, I just my number was called, so I just went out there and just executed. Yeah, I feel like we're doing much better. We still gotta keep going. Establish the run. Get the offense going. Yeah. Coaches coming up. Well, we all coming up. With a game plan. Continue to establish the run. Yeah, they have a good front four. But we just have to come out. You have to come out and just play. Yeah, yeah, I come from JUCO, man. All this is new for me, man. This type of environment, these playoffs thing, this bowl game, everything is new. But I kind of, similar to that God, I kind of like for our backs to be on the wall. So we got to come out, go 3-0. We gotta in order to go to playoffs and to be conference champs. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, 'cause JUCO, it's a real struggle out there. It's JUCO, yeah. So, yeah.